today. I have been pleased with all of them. They're making progress. They're doing a good job. Lots of work to be had in a lot of areas of our football team. But I like the way they're preparing and taking coaching. Coach Cornelson's done a fantastic job with them thus far, and he'll continue to do that. And they're doing a great job listening and trying to go out there and compete. So I think you'll enjoy talking to them. Three really good kids that are battling hard for something that they desperately want. Questions?
Do you have in your mind a time frame in terms of, do you want to start it by the end of spring, or does that not seem realistic?
Well, I don't ever set a time frame to make a decision in terms of, obviously some decisions you have deadlines you have to meet, you have to make a decision, but there's only one deadline. That's by the time the first huddle trots out there in the first game. So whenever it happens, it'll happen. I don't know when that'll be. We'll continue to evaluate it. We're not, same thing as last year. It was not a decision where we made a decision months and months ago and then let it draw all the way out to whenever it was we announced Gerard was starting last year. It'd be the same thing. When we know who that guy's going to be, then we'll let them know and everybody else know and kind of go forward.
Is it an equal competition up to that point, or do you give them sort of along the way? Like,
Say that again.
is it equal competition up to that point, or you give them status updates like, oh, this guy's maybe a little bit ahead right now? Or?
Yeah. We always give them feedback in terms of how they're playing, and we continue to manipulate the reps. They're still basically even. We're only operating 2 huddles. We're not going into. There's not a third huddle out there taking reps just because of our numbers. So we give them constant feedback. I don't know that we continue to rank them for them. We just continue feedback on what they need to do individually to continue to improve, to give themselves a chance.
Mike Barber from the Richmond Times-Dispatch. I'm curious, we were a little surprised last fall when Coach said you were really a factor in the battle for the quarterback competition. How much further have you come from that point to right now?
I'd say I've progressed well, since the summer. I got to watch Gerard play, and that really helped me out, learning and being able to see college football live and be able to do his reads as on the sideline, just kind of be able to take it all in was really a good learning experience, I think, for me. So, and then now into the spring, I've tried to just get even better with my techniques and learning coverages and stuff like that. So
you were in the opposite position when you arrived here. You're now the guy who knows the system the best, I guess. You've got a leg up. How big an advantage is that?
I'd say it's a good advantage, but you got to continue to learn. We continue to put in new stuff, so I have to continue to know that. And going against Bud Foster's defense every day is a good challenge, and that just gets me better and better. So.
Is it? I'm sure you have moments where AJ or Hendon probably come to you and say, "What does this mean? How do you kind of process this?" That kind of thing. Is it weird to be the go-to guy in a way as a redshirt freshman who hasn't played the game and just has scouting experience?
No, it's. I try to help him out as much as I can, because I know if I don't, Coach Corn or Fuente will get on him. So I try to help the guys out if they don't know a play or a signal or something like that. So it's not a problem at all, really.
You're still pretty young. Did they ever come to you with a question and you go, I don't know?
Oh yeah, there's definitely times when I don't know it in and out like Corn and Fuente do, but there are definitely times when I'm not exactly sure, but it's a little rare. I like to say I know it pretty well.
Josh, what was your most memorable experience on the sidelines last year?
I really liked, I don't know, would running out the tunnel count as sideline or?
Well, yeah, that's
okay. But I think the Miami experience was really great. That was one of my favorite experiences, probably most memorable. And then probably on the sideline of the Arkansas game, that was big, just trying to watch everybody and how they were reacting to when it came to the first half to the second half. That was really big for me to just take in and see how they reacted to it. So
Huge rest, but it's probably not going to get in unless there's some sort of catastrophic injuries ahead of you. Is that tough to prepare or go to these kind of events that knowing you're probably not going to play?
The first half, I think there was a little chance, but of the season, there's a little chance. So I prepared just like Gerard and Motley did. Towards the end of the season, it was more, yeah, you're not gonna play, you're not gonna burn your red shirt. So I just tried to get better each and every day and know what we were putting in and everything, just in case some crazy thing happened. I did have to get in. I wouldn't be, horrible, I guess. So.
What Josh, you mentioned the Arkansas game and the difference.
AJ, Mike Barber from the Richmond Times-Dispatch. I'm curious, your recruitment, did you look at other schools, and then what was the decision-making process that made you want to come to Tech?
I was actually talking to Texas A&M for a while, Coach Mazzoni. Because when I was out in Arizona training with my quarterback coach, he was watching me throw like almost every day. So if it wasn't Virginia Tech, it was probably going to be Texas A&M. But I was talking to a lot of other guys. I talked to Coach Matt Rule for Baylor, Willie Taggart one time. But Virginia Tech, they came at the right time, for sure.
What was it about this place that made you think I want to be a part of this program?
Well, I've seen what Coach Fuente and the staff did with Memphis back in the day. Well, not back in the day, but, with Paxton Lynch. And I didn't even really realize it was him until he called me. I was like, man, this is it's kind of special. I seen what you did with Paxton Lynch, and I saw how, he really flourished and thrived in his offense. And then plus, obviously, Gerard leaving, it's, a great opportunity just to step in and compete.
Was Tech the only one to offer you, or did A&M offer you too?
A&M, they offered me, but it was kind of like, because they weren't enough scholarships, so I was going to have my scholarship in the fall.
Got it.
For sure.
You mentioned Gerard leaving. Obviously, the opportunity is part of the reason you're here.
Yeah.
How do you look at that? I mean, I assume you came here to play.
It's a blessing, man. Like, of course I came here to play. I wouldn't be at this level if I wasn't trying to play. But, I mean, it's just, I just see, light at the end of the tunnel. Like, it's the opportunity to go get it. And what I'm saying is no time to waste.
You didn't play at Nebraska. Your numbers at Iowa Western weren't great.
Yeah, they weren't great. But my whole thing about that, one thing I have to say about that is that when I was at Nebraska, we had playbook tests.
Right.
I would get A's, get the highest grade, out of every quarterback. And then, I put all that work in to realize, I'm seeing the writing on the wall, like I'm gonna have to do something different. So I left with 2 days before the first scrimmage at Iowa Western. So when I had left, like 2 days later, I was on the road to Colorado playing in the scrimmage. So it was kind of like, I mean, I don't regret anything at all. You know what I'm saying? Numbers weren't great, but at the end of the day, I know what I'm capable of. And I know that with my talents and the right coaching and just weapons around me like I have, we can be special. So.
Go ahead. And then big adjustment going from playing a high school basketball game on a Friday night to less than a week later you're down here and enrolled. How has the adjustment gone, and what's been the biggest challenge for you so far?
Well, the adjustment's just been, just getting acclimated to, the schedule and how everything is ran up here at Virginia Tech. And what was your second question?
What's been the biggest adjustment football-wise?
Football-wise, biggest adjustment probably been capturing the playbook and the speed of the game.
And then Mike Barber from the Richmond Times-Dispatch. I'm curious, the decision to enroll early, I think I'd read where you said, Coach said, hey, it would be a good thing, and you talked it over with the families, let's do it. Was it a hard decision, and what went into your process there?
It wasn't really a hard decision. From the background I'm coming from, my family's always been there for me, so discussing it with them just made me feel more comfortable coming up here early.
What do you get out of, I think we know the answer, but what do you get out of being here for spring, and how big an advantage is that for you?
It's really a huge advantage. Once you get up here, you're getting used to something that you're going to be going through the next 4 to 5 years. So getting up here early and adjusting before my other classmates, it's been pretty good for me to get up here, getting a playbook, getting used to the speed of the game. So,
What surprised you the most so far in the transition to college?
nothing's really been, like jump out surprised, but probably the workout, they've been pretty extreme.
There one.
Chase Parker, Collegiate Times. Did you know when you decided to enroll early that you'd be right there in the mix for the starting quarterback job?
He kind of, gave me a heads up that you'll be battling for the position, but I feel like that's you know, a given in any position. Nothing's given to you, so you have to earn it. So yeah, I feel like.
Josh Jackson is, I guess, the most experienced in your room in the offense. What's he like to work with? Does he give you pointers, or is he not that experienced enough to do that?
Oh yes, he does give me pointers. You know, everybody in the room has, you know, more experience in college football than me, so it's been pretty good working with Josh.